Hi guys, we're back. Happy New Year. It is January 7th, 2018, and we're here to talk about our plans for the year. So, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. New Year, new start. So we're gonna start with our New Year, new starts.
Oh yeah.
I started, I guess while you're working on that. Oh, I gotta pull mine out.
Oh, I have mine.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, New Year, new start. I started like the night of waiting for midnight. Apparently I'm a rebel. I started this is a heaven and earth design. It's called Mini Breathe In, Breathe Out. And that's, excuse the writing. I was trying to do fabric math.
Math, it's hard sometimes.
When it comes to me and stitching, okay, so I started this. I can't see it. Anyways, when I started, I actually that night I had to frog twice. It was,
There we go.
yeah. I started, I had to frog, I started again, I got a lot done, I had to refrog, and now we're going. So it took a while to get it going without grid lines and stuff, and the first block had 23 colors, and I kept screwing it up. But now that it's going, it's going. And I was learning on this fabric. I don't know, I had some hold up with this fabric. I love the fabric, but once I was trying to stitch on it, I was getting very confused. Heidi taught me to look at the fabric and not the hull, and that helped tremendously. Once I got used to it, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, cause you kind of zone your eyes, because I pinpoint onto the hole, and you got to kind of like zone out and look at the fabric. So that was new, and now it's going really well. This was only a day of stitching, that night and then the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you did the whole weekend.
No.
Oh.
So I was impressed. It was because it's like 300 stitches. Yeah, it was that night and the next day. And I got some light browns over there. And the other thing was I was missing some colors, so that didn't help my beginning start. I found one of my colors in the other project, and I'm still missing one stitch right there. So that's my new start. New year, new start.
It'll be really pretty when it's done.
This is all of the flosses that I have for it. So this is going to stay home permanently. And so it sits on the table facing me, and the lower numbers here, the back numbers, and when I pull one out, I leave that one up, pull this one out, use it, put it back in. My husband came by and went like that on me, and I was like, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I don't know. I won't touch it again. I said, okay, thanks.
I could totally see that.
Because we kind of both are like a little OCD, and he saw it sticking up, and he was like, no. And I was like,
no, you're messing up my OCD.
But this is working well. Like I said, since this is just staying home, this sits on my table where I sit on my recliner. And my lamp is right there, so everything's working great. I usually, I put the scissors right here, and the highlighter, so I can just reach and grab it and put it back, and then I have the Ort jar next to it.
Very nice. So my New Year, new start is another stocking, because my whole family is going to have stockings. This is Secret Santa stocking by Dimensions Gold. And I just spent an hour. I timed myself, in fact, because I'm focusing on a finish. But for my New Year, new start, there's my hour of white on white. Yay. As soon as I get my focused finish done, this will become my new focused finish. So,
And who's that for?
This is for baby number 2.
Baby number 2.
Baby number 2 will be here in July. So yeah, I'm 13 weeks.
Congrats
Tomorrow,
everybody.
and we're not going to upload this video until my appointment after tomorrow.
So, yay!
Yay!
Baby number 2.
Baby number 2 is on its way, which really screwed up my stitchy bug the last month and a half.
She has a big work in progress
I have a big work in progress, and
in the oven.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was tired. I just was like, no, I'd rather sleep than stitch, at least during the first trimester. So I'm not as sleepy anymore. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll get a lot done because we have a lot of goals coming up. And it might be a bit much for me. But we'll see. We'll see how well we do. In fact, for our goals, Lindsay and I both started Stitch from Stash. Which is actually pretty easy for me. Not so easy for Lindsay, surprisingly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm good. I don't need anything.
My stitch bug went away like the whole summer and some. And then it came back with a vengeance as a very strong addiction. So it's going to be harder for me. But I do have enough to get me through a year. If I cannot start too much, we'll be good.
And then I threw at her.
Stitch from Stash is you set a budget, and that's your budget per month. And as you finish stuff, you also earn money that you can spend on cross stitching. So I went to the max because I didn't want to I didn't want to put myself in a box too much. So I went $25. That's the max you can pick a month. So me and my husband budget. We're taking the $25 out. It's going in an envelope. That's my cross stitching money. I'm gonna try to touch it as little as possible. Maybe at the end of the year get something big. Heidi's.
I went with $10 a month. I think I might have been $5. I almost went $0. I was like,
I had to talk her into it. So I was like, but you might need a thread, a floss or something.
Yeah.
I personally thought it was for everything cross stitching. And too, when I said 25,
I'm applying it to everything.
I am too. Because that's my cross stitch budget. So it goes for everything. In the group, it's only like new patterns and floss. But, when you think about, and fabric, right? New patterns, floss, and fabric. But when you think about it, like, there's needle minders, frames, FFOing, even things like storage bags for your floss, needles, so on. So I'm using it for everything just because that's my monthly budget for everything cross-stitch related.
Yeah, mine's for everything. I don't anticipate having to make any big purchases outside of anything, actually. I have everything I need. That's the point with Stitch from Stash. You have everything you need. You don't need to go out and buy more things.
Well, sometimes things happen. Like, I destroyed my scissors, so I had to buy scissors again. So, and
I might have to get some more beads.
Yeah, especially when you're, like, at the stitching shop, and then I can be like, well, I can buy this Q-snap, and it won't count against my budget. Well, no, because that's a big budget killer for me to buy the accessories. Because I really like the accessories. And we make like needle minders and the grime guards. And even though like we're making them, it's still an expense for us that can add up quickly.
Yes. So Stitch from Stash. So far so good.
I haven't spent anything.
I haven't either.
I am. There is one.
We're only on day 8, but
I am in a fabric of a month. And that does not count. And that's per their rules, and I'm going to adopt that because I was in it before. It's a commitment already committed, pretty much.
I don't know that.
So I do have that, and so the only money I've spent is, and I think I paid for it last week, which was January. I paid for this month, but that's just an automatic thing.
Okay. So Stitch from Stash, and then the other thing we signed up for, or I made Lindsay sign up for. She made me sign up for Stitch for Stash.
I did. I influenced her. I was like, do this. Like, let's keep our budget in check.
I made her sign up for Year of Whips. I have already put up my album on Year of Whips. I'm going the whole thing. So I'm trying to do everything by the letter that Melanie put out there for us, and so. I have my Year of Whip video to show you guys. Lindsay's you're not ready for your...
No. Okay, so we just did a whip parade in our last video. If you want to see my whips, go watch the last video. I did not want to go through all my whips again today. we haven't seen Heidi's whips in a long time, and she has even more than she shows usually. So
I have more than what I'm actually showing.
This year of whips, if I correct me if I'm wrong, Heidi, you can post up as many whips as you want by January 18th, and like to win.
to qualify for the drawing and not to win.
Win. You want to win. You have to finish 15.
No, you have to have 15 and you have to finish half.
Really?
Yes.
I thought I had to finish all 15.
No, you have to finish half.
I glanced down the rules. She's studied them.
Studied. I was like
I said, she brought me into
videos. This. Yeah, no.
She dragged me into this. I'm not as focused on it. But, I thought you had to finish 15. So my holdup so far was like trying to pick 15 whips that I can finish because I have to win. And
that's hilarious.
So I have a problem with that, picking which ones.
I thought we picked all of yours.
Well, I don't even have 15 whips. So I'm like, so I started thinking I have to start whips to have 15 whips to finish 15 whips to win. It's hot, right?
It's hot. Yeah,
I know, that's why I was getting hot. Warm. It's been freezing cold here. I think it's warming up today, and I still have my heater on. I think that's the problem. So that was my holdup. Now, a Heaven and Earth full page counts as one. And as you saw, my New Year, New Start
it's Heaven and Earth.
Is a Heaven and Earth. So hopefully I can get some pages there. But that's my holdup. Why I haven't narrowed down to 15. Let's look at your 15.
Okay. I have more than 15. I honestly...
So I only have to finish 7.5?
It's easier to think about what I didn't include versus what I did include.
I'm confused. Yes. What is the finish to win?
Half.
7.5.
So 8, I guess, would be 8 for the whole year. That's 1 a month. Easy.
I got this.
Easy. Yeah,
I got
know. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay. So the ones I didn't include were my Mirabilias and my samplers for the seasons. Everything else is pretty much a whip for a year is one of my year whips. So first one, Precious Turquoise by Stitchery. I wanted to say something else and I was like, that's wrong. Black and white. Sorry, it's PDF. It's a free pattern. Lindsay loves this every time I pull it out.
I do love it every time.
I don't know. There we go. And that's where I'm at right now. So none of my whips will be touched on because I'm trying to finish something for the 18th, before the 18th, which is when Year of Whips starts, with the exception of this one, the Advent calendar. I have 7 Advent animals left. I'm working on number 11, the frog. And
he's so cute.
It looks a little creepy right now. But I have 7 left total, and it would be wonderful if all 7 of those were finished. And then Thanksgiving break, I go ahead and fully finish, so I have an Advent calendar for my children. That would be great. That might be like goal number 4 or 5 right now. So that one is the only one that'll probably change because that's my upstairs whip, which anytime I'm upstairs when my son's playing in his room or something, I've been in the habit lately of playing on my phone, but now instead of grabbing the phone, I'm grabbing the whip. And so that's what I'm going to do with that. So it's my upstairs. It also has a place in its rotation as well. So hopefully I'll get more progress on it than I had been this last year. This one, Facebook, man, they took to this one.
I saw that.
They really took to this one. This is Pandora's Box.
Gorgeous, and you pick amazing colors.
This is Pandora's Box. I've only finished the 2 blocks. I have all the frames for it done. I just need to fill in all the frames. And so Pandora's Box, and this is by Blackbrick Journey, Liz Almond, the same person who did Save the Stitches. This was one of her other year ones.
How many colors?
3.
Okay. Because one's variegated.
I have 1 variegated thread, which I use ThreadWorks for. It's a purple variegation that I got from Threadworks. And then I'm using 550 purple, DMC 550, and then
White?
that's pearl cotton.
Oh.
And then
Look, there's a little gold.
And then the Kranich, or I might have subbed for Petite Treasure Braid, a gold metallic. And that's it. Those are the colors. So I've used all the colors for the entire project. It's just different designs for each square. So, yes, this will be wonderful when it's finished. We're all out of, there we go.
Yeah.
So, my other black work piece, they're back to back. I should probably separate them a little bit in my pattern. Oh, that's okay though. I like black work.
This is her order.
This is,
too.
oh yes, this is the order that I will be stitching on them.
This is really similar to that one, just different
It's the
type
same
of boxes.
Yeah, it's the same designer. Got it from the same website. This is Box of Delights. I have the first third of the frames done, and so yeah, not very far on that. But I'm moving along. I've gotten a lot better at black work. I move pretty quickly with black work now.
She really likes black work.
I love black work.
I don't like it.
So I'm showing you in the order of what my daily rotation will be when I get to my daily rotation. I won't get to my daily rotation until the 18th. Maybe sooner, but probably not.
I mean, I like looking at black work. I like her black work. I can't stitch it.
I love it. It's fun. Okay,
Lobster.
This is Lobster Bouquet from Ink Circles. This is a freebie that I got off their website. I am 2/3 of the way there. Like, this totally should have been done last year. I don't even know why this didn't get finished last year. So
Stocking.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, because October hit and I said, okay, stocking, and that's it.
Stocking has consumed her life.
It really has. That and being pregnant. That and being exhausted. So this needs to be finished. That just needs to be finished. And then my next one is a Biscornu by Rilio. I can't say it. Riolis?
Rioli?
I don't know. Anyway, that's the Biscornu. I've been working on it for a while. I started this one in 15.
This isn't even in English.
Correct.
Oh, but it's Anchor and
Yeah.
Secret.
Anchor is not an American product.
Well, okay, but I'm used to saying it in English. Where'd you get this?
1, 2, 3 Stitch.
Nice.
Yeah. They sell.
That's beaded?
Mhm.
It has pretty beads.
It has
Ooh, how
beads.
exciting. I didn't know you even had that.
Yes, you did.
I forgot.
Yeah.
There's so much. You should see my table right now.
It's
It's
pretty
like
scary looking right
behind
now.
the camera. We just have like all of our
Stacks of stuff.
It's kind of silly.
Next year, whip. It would be great if I can get more than one page done, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Oh my gosh. So much fabric. Where's it at?
Okay.
Oh, there goes a needle. Cool. Okay, this is Night Cafe. Heaven and Earth Design.
It's going.
Well, I guess. I finished that for the last challenge that Michelle did.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going back to page 1. I'm trying to get through that. So, we'll see if I get a page done.
Well, a page counts as a finish
Exactly.
for your whips.
Oh my gosh.
So does that... Oh, but it's already started, so that is a whip. So you just have to finish that first page and...
Even
boom.
the other pages count.
And it counts for your budget in Stitch From Stash.
It does.
These things are like married.
They are married.
They just don't know it.
It's wonderful. All right, next one, which I really need to get done.
Yeah.
This one's easy to do too. This is another really, if you just focus a little bit. I know.
Well, I think
I still have 2 years, I think, at
Yeah.
least. My son's 2.5. So that's my Little Tooth Fairy by the Sweetheart Tree. And I have the border done. I just need to do everything on the inside and the little pocket.
And so
Next one. Never
I
Ending
love the
Band
color
Sapper.
on that.
I know.
I love how with the blue.
I need a folder.
I got
I got this.
okay.
This way instead. It's all wrinkled. I
Oh,
hope it fixes with these straight stitches. I
Oh
hope this
man,
fits
I
well when it's done. When I stretch it and wash and stuff. So
I didn't realize hand dyed fabrics you don't wash.
yeah, no, you don't wash those.
And I have a really wrinkled. I was just always like, oh well, I'll wash it at the end, and I have really wrinkled pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have to figure that out.
So this is the Never Ending Band Sampler by
this
Kitty and Me Designs. It's exactly what it says. It's a sal. This is panel 1. I don't know if I'm going to do the other panels.
Is the whole fabric panel one? Like,
yeah.
Is it going to go down? That's one.
This will finish. I'm about halfway through panel 1.
But it's never ending.
It is never ending. I think she's on panel 3 now.
Like the never ending whip.
Yeah. So if I finish panel 1, I'll be happy.
What thread is that? Because I think it's gorgeous.
It's Threadworks.
It's so pretty on that blue, guys.
I love
it. Just like pops.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. So that's my band sampler. And then this guy. Oh my gosh. This is my wine and whip.
You were doing so good. You were doing them every month. What happened?
Life. I don't know.
I think that's when I moved in.
It is when I moved in. It really is. No, seriously.
That's when they messed her up.
It messed my entire schedule up.
Blame it on me.
I will. So, this is Postcards from Around the World by Clouds Factory. This was their sal 2 years ago. I started it when it was a mystery sal. It's no longer a mystery, obviously. And so I need to finish up the last 5 blocks.
You can do it.
I know.
You'll get it done.
I know I can do it.
I'll call you.
You guys, I'm still going. This is so ridiculous. I think I counted. I have 17, not 15. All right.
Why does your thing say 18? 1 of 18 on every picture in your album.
118. Initial 118, the date.
Oh. I was like, what? I was like, she forgot to change it to 2 of 18, 3 of 18.
No.
I was like, should I tell her or should I not?
It's the date, because you're supposed to date your you're pretty serious. I'm gonna, oh man. Okay. This is Ursula Michaels' Winter Frosty Snow Day. This was last year's New Year, New Start. And this is how much I got done. It's just kind of sad.
It is pretty.
It is pretty.
It has
be beautiful.
It's not the Koenig, but the petite treasure bead.
Yes, I subbed out. I went with petite treasure braid.
To the left. Oh, I don't. Oh yeah, you all.
I went with like red metallic.
It's sparkly.
A darker blue.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So, that's that. This should ease. This one stitches up pretty. Ursula Michaels stitches up quickly. If I just focus and do it. Next one, Sweetheart Tree Strawberry Fair Sampler. Let's see. It's kind of small.
Yeah, it's really, yeah.
I only have like 2 bands left on this. I have the top and the bottom.
Oh, Heidi.
Like the bottom, I got the middle, the square.
Don't you get to
and then I get there. And then I've got like a band, like one of these thin bands going on up here. And then the top square. Or the top triangle. I swear it's a triangle.
That's what we were talking about. Like,
I know my shapes. A diamond.
That's what we were talking about. Like when you're almost done, and then like you just like lose the drive. But I was saying like I just don't want to. I don't want to get rid of them.
It's not that. It's because of my rotation. Like I don't have enough time to just sit and finish. So this is Halloween Typograph. It was out of a Just Cross Stitch magazine.
I love this fabric.
And that's where I'm at. This also goes fairly quickly. Like, after I got the Halloween in, the rest of the words were going fast. But
I kind of want to eat that fabric. Like,
what?
The colors, it looks like it would be like a really good...
That does not look appetizing.
Like ice cream with Hershey's chocolate. Or coffee.
No.
Or like a mocha coffee or
maybe
something really delicious to me. Even like
everything you listed sounds disgusting to me. So.
You could even go savory, and it looks like amazing potato gravy.
Really? Is somebody hungry? Maybe. Okay, this is Design Works 12 Days of Christmas. I haven't touched this since last Christmas, actually. No, that's not true. That's not true. It is in my daily rotation, and it was in my daily rotation.
I have to put the AC on. I'll be right back. It's hot.
This is where I'm at. So, I got a lot of the frames done. Last year during a sal, I was trying to do each day during Christmas break. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, that's a year of WIP. Probably won't finish it this year, but it's a year of WIP.
Which one's your focus?
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh.
This is another one. I was like,
kind of
I
fabric
really
is
want to
that?
be in a Sal. I forgot. It's a linen.
It's really like, it's like almost feels like paper.
Yeah, it's
Like parchment
it's
paper.
because I didn't wash it, and so it's still has a lot of the resin. It's super starchy. When it's washed, it'll be nice and soft. Gecko Rouge.
This is the
Mom, I'm watching something.
Junior, we're on a video, baby.
Sorry.
This was the Gecko Rouge you just had started.
Yes, I just started. Like I wanted
Yeah.
around Halloween time. I really wanted to. Did I? I don't even know
We
if I
talked
showed.
about it.
Did we talk about it? But I didn't show it.
I don't remember.
Anyway, Gecko Rouge had a Halloween sale this last Halloween, and I joined it late, and I just like quickly kitted it up and started it because I really wanted to start apparently at that time. I almost got treat in there. I'm doing this 1/1. I think this is a 32 count. Yeah, it's a 32 count. So it's a 32 count linen that I got at Hobby Lobby. So I totally was like,
Let's go.
Yeah, I was very much, I'm just going to do this now. I literally I measured and cut my fabric, quickly serged it up, and then started. And I was like, I'm doing 1/1. Maybe
Hey,
it'll be
sometimes that's how a start goes.
so that's all I've been able to do. That was one night of work. So I haven't gotten back to it because then the very next month I decided I need to finish my stocking. This, I probably won't finish it. It's a pretty big project, but it is in my year of WIPs. This one I should finish. This is the Utah Sampler. I got this summer at, I think you guys have seen it. I haven't worked on it since. I don't think.
Tap on what you're first.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe. It doesn't like this picture. I think it's, I don't know,
It's, I don't know.
glossy or something.
The Utah Sampler. I bought it in Utah when me and my in-laws went up there. My husband and child, the whole family went. I think this is all I did while I was on the trip, and I haven't touched it since. So, but it's pretty small. I should be able to get through this pretty quickly. Why are you laughing?
Every time I'm like, oh, this will go fast.
That's okay. Last
It
but
never goes
definitely not least, the only memorabilia that I've put in here, and I haven't even shown you guys this one. This was a new start at the retreat.
Oh,
We talked before I left for the retreat, right? I don't know. I don't think I've shown this to you guys. So, Aphrodite Mermaid.
I remember when that
I'm
came
so
out.
excited. I was
When it was-
loving it.
when that came out was right when I had started cross stitching, and I was like, oh, look at this one. It just came out like today. And she was like, you're gonna do a memorabilia for your first project, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty. And then I was like, never mind.
Yeah, and I was like, yes, it's pretty. I love it. So, I got this while at the retreat.
I
at
love
the
that
Foster
fabric.
retreat.
That was the,
Under the Seas.
didn't you, oh, you bought the fabric there too?
I bought everything there.
Yeah.
I bought the whole kit. I won, during the raffle, I won a gift card with Under the Seas fabrics. So I went ahead and purchased
really
the whole
pretty
thing.
fabric.
That was my start while there. Garrett Coffee Stitcher really recommended that I wouldn't start. He's like, you probably shouldn't start, because I had a few before I decided to start. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, she called me to help pick out the fabric.
I did.
And
I'm sending pictures.
So we're like on video chat, but the sound wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I could hear her, but she couldn't hear me.
I know.
And so we're like in this mad rush, like to pick out the fabric. And she's like, whoa, I'm going to start. And I'm like in my bathroom with the lipstick writing on the mirror with the camera trying to tell her like, yes, no. And oh my, it was hilarious. And that was when my husband was out of town. And I had to get all this work done in my bathroom. And I had to deal with like a home warranty, my brand new house, and then my husband goes out of town for work, and
I'm drunk in Austin.
and she's drunk in Austin, calling me, and
With a
my
bunch of other
shower's
stitches.
leaking. My shower was leaking, and
Oh,
I had
yeah.
to deal with. Oh, I had to deal with this home warranty stuff, and so they sent a plumber, and the plumber messed it up worse. So I had to fight with them, and so they took care of it, but they had to cut into the drywall, and they won't cover the drywall. So my first thing while this is all happening, and she's at the retreat, I'm like, what am I gonna stitch to cover up this hole in my drywall? That's like the only thing I could think of when all of this stuff was happening. What can I stitch to cover the hole in my brand new house drywall in my bathroom? I still haven't decided. It has to be pretty big. But the problem is,
You're just gonna cover it up.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Our dad was gonna make me a little secret hiding hole, but then it didn't. Okay, we had a camera issue.
We're back.
So I was talking about when my husband was out of town and what
You have a hole in the wall.
hole in the wall, and I gotta figure something out there, and all I can think about is what to stitch. So for Year of Whips, I'm also starting a new one, so I have to start it before
No, you don't.
the 17th for it to be a whip.
You can just say that's what you're going to start.
Really?
Yeah, she took the. It doesn't have to be started necessarily, but it's a planned start and finish for the year.
Well, I'm gonna do the linens and things.
Linen and thread.
Linen and threads. The band sampler. I've always wanted to do. No, I haven't always wanted to do a band sampler. I've actually been very against band samplers.
Really?
Because it's like not a picture of anything, I guess. But I want to try something new this year, and this band sampler was free, so I was like, check. For Stitch from Stash. I've never done one, and I decided I should quit not liking them without trying it, because Heidi says like your tastes change, and I do like how they look. I've just always been concerned about stitching it because I feel like you're not stitching like an item, like a thing, a picture. So I wanted to try it, and there's been my poor Facebook friends. There's been a lot of debate in my head.
And you keep throwing me under the bus while you're debating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start it originally, and I'm texting Heidi
Yes.
like a whole day.
Yes.
Of like,
A whole-
okay, so I'm like, I'm gonna
The
do
whole
this.
day.
I'm gonna do variegated thread. It's gonna be beautiful. And so I ask him like, but then I read it needs 33 skeins, and I'm like, holy smokes. So I put on a message like, hey, I want a really good variegated thread, because I'm under the belief like we put so much time and effort into this craft. Like I like to use good stuff, because we're gonna have it forever, and I want it to be enjoyable. So I'm not gonna be using like some thread that's like really hard to stitch with for a year. And so they said, they're like, oh, you can get a hank, and they gave some recommendations like mauves and
silks for
silks,
you.
and to get a hank, which I didn't know what a hank was, so that was fun to learn and Google. Then I decided, okay, I'm gonna get a hank, and it's gonna be awesome and beautiful. And then once I decided, about 20 minutes later, I'm like, I am not stitching this variegated, because you gotta go like individual stitches, and I like to go. Sorry.
Really? Like a little train.
Yeah. And so I'm like, nope, variegated's out the window. Like I'm not. I have a little fairy that might be one of my wine and whips. It's beautiful, but I have to sit there and do one square at a time. And it slows you down.
It's beautiful.
And I did my deer with variegated, and it slowed me down a lot. And I want to get back to something like quick stitch that I can sit and do and see progress quicker and enjoy. So out goes the variegated thread. So then what happened?
And then I made a suggestion. And ever since then.
So she made a suggestion to kind of do variegated, but my own threads. And we joked it would be 12 shades of gray. But I really love gray. Like, my Mustang's gray. My towels in my house are gray. I was like, that's perfect. I love gray. So we were going to do 12 Shades of Grey and make it like an ombre or a fade, or people have different names, so it would be light gray to dark gray. But, so I'm looking at my DMC chart, color chart that I have, and I can't find 12 grays.
Wait, did you include black and white in that?
No.
There's 2 more colors.
And,
So
well, I also have ordered, before January 1st, I had ordered the new DMC colors. And there's like 4 grays in there. So, but I thought I had to start by the 17th. So that changes my plans, because I was like, no, I have to start it. So that changes my plans. Maybe I can wait for my 10. So then yesterday, I decide, you know what? Sitting on my couch, I'm like, it would look really good on that wall. So I start pulling out all my threads, and I'm like holding them up to the walls, and I find a color that really matches really good, except when I took a picture. Not sure how that happened. To the naked eye, it's a perfect match. I took the picture, it looks like it anyways. But then I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And match the wall. 20 minutes later, I'm like, well, I think it's going to look different on the fabric. It's going to look, you know, with the white fabric in the frame, it might not match the wall, if that makes any sense. Sure enough, people confirmed that I should go a couple shades darker, or at least accent the wall. So I'm like, okay, we're going to do that. And about 20 minutes later, I'm like, this is such a boring color. It's
a boring color. I'm like, beige, really?
Beige. It's like a light brown. But like half of my walls in my house are that color, which I really like. It doesn't seem like a boring color on my walls. And I'm like, oh, so you're 12 bands. So did you find out if each band is 1 whip for your whips?
I don't. You can count the styles, maybe. I know for Stitch from Stash, you can count each band individually. And
I always wanted to do a style. And I was looking and looking. I've been looking for like a year for like a stitch along that's with a pattern. I've joined a lot of stitch alongs where it's like stitch in red today. Or, but this one's with the pattern. And I have a hard time like with some of the other stitch alongs because I don't know what the picture is going to be. Like there's a carnival one, and I'm like, I don't really know if I'm gonna like the whole thing. I don't want to put a lot of time into it to get to a finish of like, not my thing. Well, a band sampler is kind of plain and bandy, not a thing. Bandy. So it's perfect. It's like putting 2 of my want to do something new together. Unfortunately, I have so much like conflict with colors, and I just keep seeing everybody's beautiful pieces. Like they're already started. People are done with January's band, and they're like picking their own colors, and like they look amazing. And I'm just so intimidated by picking a color.
Just pick a color and go.
I know.
Just do it.
I'm just having a lot of debate. Like I have a fabric coming that's just going to be a plain 28 Lugana undyed white, I guess. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if I want to use that. I have this bone fabric. It's a 25 count. I don't want to go over 2 on 25 count with this because it would be ginormous, and we're taking like 33 skeins up to like who knows what. The 25, I could do 25 over 1. I'm worried about what it would look like if it's gonna like diminish, like the first one has little birds. Like, are you gonna see the birds? So this has been like my biggest conflict ever in stitching ever. I've never taken this long. I'm usually like, woo, let's go with it. It'll work out at the end. And I don't know what it is about this piece. Maybe it's because it's 2 new things for me, a new stitch along that I don't know what the finished product is going to look like. And my first band sampler. So that's going to be a start though.
I'm super quiet about this because I've given her my piece for like 3 days in a row.
But I can't.
So I'm like, I don't have anything else to say about it.
I liked the 12 Shades of Grey. I can't find 12.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I can.
Yes.
I just have to work harder.
Yes.
I just have to commit. I'm having committing issues. Where I've also signed Heidi up for 2 round robins with me, unbeknownst to her until like yesterday. A couple days ago, I think.
We talked about it last year. I just didn't know we were doing it this year.
Yeah, we're doing it this year, per me. Let's just all remember who got me into this hobby.
That's true. And
Before I get blamed for
I'm
too
pretty
much.
sure I brought both of these home. So.
I think you did. So we're going to do this round robin together. Heidi's definitely going to do the back stitching.
Yeah.
And this round robin.
Again, back stitching is my job.
Between me and her. We haven't set up a schedule. They have to get started. I thought they had to get started for Year of Whips. Apparently they don't. So most of mine, like, that's good because I was really stressing about starting more projects. I really didn't want to start more, but I wanted to participate in this Year of Whips. So I'm glad we don't have to have them started by the 17th. I also wanted to start this. Some people have seen it.
Oh, I can't wait for you to start. Please start that. I want you to start.
I really want to start this, but I got, for New Year, New Start, I did my other one. So this is a Clouds Factory.
I want you to start that one. The haunted house.
I want to start it too.
Yeah.
And I've done the floss toss. Everything looks great. I got affirmation on Facebook. Thanks, guys. That made me feel better. Maybe with the band sampler, it's just so many. It's like infinite what you can do. Like, how do you decide?
Oh my goodness.
So this one is another
Why
star.
don't you just do all black? Just black across 310 all the way across.
I do have that pearl cotton ball.
Oh, there you go.
I had a start. My lovely friends again. Thanks, guys. Courtney and Leslie and Sherry. Y'all are awesome. They helped me with this one. Lucretia. Yeah, she's awesome too. I bought this. We did a little.
You're all awesome.
Everybody's awesome. What is it called? Like a little meet and stitch.
Sit and stitch.
Sit and stitch. And I saw this and I was like, oh, I can. Actually, I went to pick up my fabric like 2 days before the sit and stitch. That fabric I had special ordered for that Heaven and Earth. I picked this up because it was right at Christmas. I'm like, oh, this will stitch up quickly. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just stitch this up and send it to my mommy.
For Christmas.
For Christmas. I have
Never mind,
2
it's
weeks.
November. Yeah.
I have 2. No, it was
December?
Wasn't it December?
I don't know.
I think I have a couple weeks. December, I proclaimed that I would have 3 finishes. I did have 2, and I was 12 stitches short.
All right, you're getting ahead.
Oh, I'm getting ahead. Okay, so
Stick to the schedule.
I bought this. I was gonna finish it. Then they're like, "You have 4 finishes for December." So I had a blue fabric at home when I bought this. I said, "Oh, that'll be great. I'll stitch." The fabric's blue. I was like, "Oh, I'll stitch the tree in this treasure braid, petite treasure braid silver, and then we'll do the blues." And I have all the colors at home, no problem. Turns out that the light blue is actually silver. And I was like, well, that's not going to work if my whole tree's silver. So at the sit and stitch, Leslie and Sherry and Courtney and Lucretia, they helped me pick out the crew, the San Antonio Stitchers, helped me pick out this silk lame braid? Lame braid? I don't know what it's called. So this has 2 threads and a filament thread already done up for you. So it sparkles. But it's not like petite. So I was like, okay, we're going to do the tree in blue, the light blue for the tree. We'll do the silver and the silver. And then I got the white to do around some of the helmet. Needed some white. So I come home. I go to start it. I put it in the Q. I measured it. Obviously, this was going to be big enough. I put it in the Q-snap to go this way. And then I sat down and I started stitching this way. This way. I don't know which way. So I decided I had to stop to make sure it's going to fit going down. So I stopped. Well, then I was also greedy about this. I wanted to do a loop start. So I did the loop start over 2, which actually makes it 4 threads and 2 filaments. So on top of that, it's really thick and I don't like it. And I don't know if it's going to fit because I didn't measure. So I stopped that. and haven't touched it since.
Are you
And
gonna
when I stopped it, I wanted to work on it like a lot, and then I messed it up, and some other stuff happened. I got sick.
Oh yeah.
I got sick. That's what happened. I got a cold, and I wasn't stitching. I was like, ugh. And then I was like, there's no way I'm gonna rip it, frog it, and restart and have it done and meld, because I was also working on another ornament, which was this one. So I did finish this in time to mail out for our exchange. It went to Sherry. I'm so sorry, Sherry. The front was really pretty. The back got really screwed up.
Did it?
And
Oh.
I wanted to cry and throw it away, but I was committed to mailing it to her. I did write her a note apologizing, and again, I'm sorry, Sherry. The back looks like a 4-year-old did it.
Really?
So Heidi kind of helped, but then she left. She was like, "Fly, be a bird," and she pushed me out the nest and sent me home to finish it.
Yeah.
So she helped me glue it to the felt, which was great until I started cutting the felt. And then things happened, and then I was like, "It's okay. Let me just get a Sharpie and write on the back."
What?
I wanted to write.
This is the first I've heard of any of this.
Yeah, I was embarrassed to tell you. I wanted to write SAAS, San Antonio Area Stitchers, and the year, and it just went to hell. I can't say hell?
No,
Oh.
you can't write on
It went to
felt with a Sharpie.
It was a shit show. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I couldn't do anything except continue to screw it up. and then it's because this was a weird shape, the writing got all crooked and was horrible. And I'm so sorry, Sherry. And I was like, well, if anybody can fix this, it's probably Sherry Burkett. And maybe she can redo the back. And everybody else's ornaments were beautiful. And had my...
Why didn't you tell me? Because we could have done layered felt. We really could have.
I wanted to burn it. I wanted to catch it on fire, and I was like, I have to send it to her. Everybody's sending them. I even waited till the last minute and had to overnight it so she could have it before Christmas, and I kind of just wanted to stab myself.
She said she loved it. And she posted it on Instagram and was like, it's beautiful.
She didn't post the back.
Huh?
She didn't post the back.
Who posts the back? Nobody posts the back.
The front was okay. There was some of the corners were really jagged. I'm never finishing with felt again. The one I received had a cardstock back.
Go get it.
It's beautiful.
It is really cute. So while she's talking about that, because she's now moved on to finishes, we were going to talk about focus finishes first. And so I'm going to quickly switch. This is my focus finish. It needs to be done by January 18th for all my other whips. The stocking, I just have this bottom section to finish up, and this will be my husband's stocking. I did not finish it in time for Christmas, obviously, but I definitely want it done before January 18th, and I think I can do it. I think I can.
You already got far from when I was over Thursday.
I know.
The Fridays are. It's only been 2 days, and you didn't have any of that yellow.
I didn't have any.
Or the green. Did you even have the stocking outline or just a little? You got far in 2 days. I'm proud of you.
So, I have to finish this by the 18th.
Yeah.
I go back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was hoping before I went back to work because, 18th.
So this is the one I received. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
This is the one I received from Jana Long. And it's so cute. I love how she finished it. This is, only attached at the hands. And she's this little stocking. It's so cute. And, sorry, Jana, but I'm going to show. So here's her back. And look, she even did the little back on the stocking. I don't know if you can see. And I think she used some kind of maybe cardstock or something. And I love it. I love the finish. I love the texture and how it feels. I think it's perfect. It's a perfect, cute finish. She got her corners perfect. I commented that I need her to teach me, and I think we might set that up at another sit and stitch. So I have a mill hill that I finished years ago, a year or two ago, that I'll take when we learn how to do what she did, because it's perfect. I love it way more than felt. Sorry, Heidi.
It's okay. Felt works.
I've
for
never
me,
liked felt
so.
anyways, because I always feel like it's a kindergartner. Like, I don't like the texture. This little guy is so cute. I actually took him up to my desk because I was working overtime and stuff. And he was really fun. So I have to pack him up really nicely for next year. I kind of want to keep him out all year. And she even put these little bells. They're so cute. Okay. So, yeah. That was one. So that was one finish for the exchange.
I finished mine as well. I'll try to put a picture in. We'll see if that happens.
Did you have any other starts? I showed mine.
I've showed everything.
I've been working on this a lot this weekend. Just this weekend. I've made progress. I think the last time you saw it, it had the chili and the part of the X. So now I have more part of the X. I got yellow, rows of. I got a blue bonnet. I still have more on the stem. The bud is finished. Except, wait, no, I did that one stitch. Yeah, it's there. And I parked the thread. So I just have to finish the stem. And then this says nets, but it's going to say blue bonnets. So that's where I got. I kind of slowed down because I think I need to either come this way or move my Q-snap. I had another almost finished, which this was going to be my third. This was one finish. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm covering. This was going to be my third finish. I love it. This one was very variegated threads for the rose, the pink, and not the green, just the pinks. But I did it with a loop start, so it's not variegated, which I was completely fine with. I have 12 stitches left in this. Let me zoom in here.
Can you see what's wrong?
Yeah, find the mistake. So I was just going, and I did the beehive, and I wasn't paying attention close enough, and I did the wings in brown, and they're supposed to be a white. So all that's missing is the 4 bees bodies, the 3 stitches, and this would have been a finish, but I debated with my surprise with myself if I want to leave them with brown wings or frog with white. Well, frogging's gonna be hard because I did the brown and then I did the yellow, and so it's kind of over. I might have to take out more stitches than just the brown. But at the end of the day, I've decided I want it right. So we're going to frog and we're going to do white. I'm going to wait till the 18th so it'll count as a whip. I worked on this for a while and then it stitched up fast. It's like it's hard at the beginning and then you get in a groove and it goes.
It's like the middle. The beginning's really easy.
No,
and then the middle slows
I
you
feel
down.
like the beginning.
You're like, okay, I can push through for this.
I feel like the beginning's hard personally, and then you get the groove of your symbols and the colors and how this. I don't know. You just get the groove of it
every time.
You know, the beat. I am choosing not to do the border, though. This light pink doesn't really show great on the green that I had picked. So I don't want a whole border of it, and I don't want to pick another color. But I have decided I'm going to do this like a canvas style finish. I watched a couple videos, a very long one, on how to do that. I don't remember her name, or I would do a shout out. I'll do a shout out when it's finished. But pretty much you put it on the foam board, and it looks like one of those canvas ones. So I'm going to try it on this one before I try it on my really good, awesome finish. So this is my big finish.
This was your first finish, right? Of December?
Yes.
Yay, it's finally done.
Done. In November, I was still working on this tree. And I had to do this middle tree and this whole tree and this grass down here in December to finish. I have been working on this since November of last year, so it took a year and a month, or a half a month.
Yeah.
I love it.
You did it at our first retreat. You were working on
Yes,
our first
which
retreat.
was in November. Everything on here is variegated threads, so one at a time. I know this doesn't look variegated, but it is. And I did 3 over 2 because I wanted the deer to pop, and then I did 2 over 2 on the trees and stuff. This is from Britter Cup Designs, and it's called Touch of Wilderness.
Show 'em.
Wait, I think the packet's called Touch of Wilderness. So it has this deer and a little fox. But I think the deer is actually just called
Buck.
Buck. Yeah. So this is Touch of Wilderness. This is called Buck, and this is called
On the Hunt.
On the Hunt. How do you see this?
It's right there in the bottom.
Oh, thanks, Heidi.
You're welcome.
Yep, she's good. So I just did Buck, but I call it my deer. My deer.
Deer.
I love it. I want to frame it.
That can cover up your hole.
No, it's not big enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll have to take you up there.
I haven't seen the hole. I've just heard about it. Yeah. Your band sampler might be big enough then. Maybe.
I really like this. I was really sad to finish it. That's what I was saying. Like, I didn't want to because I had been stitching on it for, over a year. Like a boyfriend, and I feel like I finished it and dumped it. I'm gonna hang the picture on the wall, the t-shirt. I got the t-shirt, but that's it. I don't know. It's like that. I missed the experience of stitching on it already. Seriously.
Really?
So much that I thought about doing the fox just to similar pattern, or similar, don't show you the pattern. Similar. Oh, I left off the heart on the butt. This, Britter Cup Designs, they do a lot of animal ones, but most of them I found are cats. And no. I wish they had more wildlife ones.
Quit showing the pattern.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the front.
That is the front. Okay.
So that was my big finish. I was really proud of. This honestly would have been a finish, but I want to do the correction. I didn't want to cheap out.
I told her I would keep it.
I didn't want to cheap out at the end. Like,
it's like it flies, but then that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it was Why Is There a Beehive? So, and then this was my third finish of December, which was all of my finishes for the year, I believe. I don't remember when I did tits, but I have a feeling that was last year.
That was a long time ago.
Because I took a long time off.
Yeah.
I took pretty much from like March to October off. I started back up in October. So, I mean, I would do like...
funny because in October is when I was like, after the
Well,
retreat, I was doing good at the retreat, and then I got pregnant.
I did May.
I was like, I'm done.
I did Maynia. So I had a whole bunch of starts, and then I would just stitch like 5 or 10 every now and then. It wasn't like, I didn't have a good groove, and it's back. And now I don't want to stop. And I get mad when 5 hours went by, and I want to keep going.
5 hours? That must be nice.
Mine is 8, and I'm not pregnant, and I'm very happy about that. He's 8, and we do stuff together, but I can have 5 hours. So, what did you have any finishes in December?
Just the ornament. Was it? I did a Halloween ornament too. I did a Halloween ornament exchange, so I'll try to put those in.
I did.
See what those are. So
I think you showed your Halloween one last time.
did I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, was before I mailed it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll double check. I'll double check before.
I love my Heaven and Earth design. I need to be realistic that I can't finish it right like that. And I can't wait to start the band sampler. My rotation, Heidi has a daily rotation.
I do.
You saw all of her whips, so she does one every day. What, there's a few that you do 3 days?
Yes. So I will work on, when I finish the first stocking, my husband's stocking, that's all I'm working on right now. When that is finished, I will go through my whips one a day. And then on Sundays will be stocking day. And then I have 3 large projects, 2 Heaven and Earths and another really multi-page project. I'll spend 3 days on those because I can't just spend a day on one of those. It doesn't work.
Rotation, which I'm not committing to, I'm just going to start it and try it out, is to have a BAP for the month. Because I have about 7 BAPs.
How did that happen?
Because I like the bigger, I think I just like the bigger kind of. I have some. And then I have about 6, maybe I have less than 7. Maybe it's like 5 or 6 BAPs and then like 6 or 7 smalls. So I want 1 BAP, which is like a Heaven and Earth design or like a full coverage. Whatever doesn't travel well, I'm calling a BAP. Maybe they're not BAPs to y'all. To me, if I can't travel with it, it's big. So
multi-page is a BAP.
Multi-page, yeah, those are all multi-page. So one BAP a month and 1 small, like travel one a month, because I've been taking it to work and working on it at lunch or Heidi's house or soccer practice or wherever. I call it a travel one. A month. If I finish like the travel one, I'll just start another travel one. If I am not putting myself for sure that if I get tired of it, I will move on. They're boyfriends, not spouses, so we'll move on. That's my plan, and there's enough. There's enough to do that with. Maynia. I'm already thinking about Maynia.
Oh yeah, we are doing Maynia.
Oh,
we didn't even talk about that. Well,
Maynia. You're already planning your starts. So last year I had fabric issues. I didn't even get all my starts. So these starts are starting now, like the haunted house and my Hade I just started. Those were from last Maynia, and I started big projects. The fabric issue was the fabric calculator didn't work, so most of the fabric I got was too small.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. So the calculator was wrong. So like there was like 4 starts I couldn't start. So the fabrics have been coming in. I had to reorder fabrics. They've been coming in. So I have these starts already. So if I do Maynia, it's going to be all smalls. I have big projects already going. Yep.
I'm going to do like I did last year. If I haven't finished it, I'm going to put it in its place where it is. And then
you have a lot.
Yeah.
She's done it 2 years, so she has a lot. And
then I'll fill in, like I already have 2 open spots. So I'll fill those in with.
So she just needs 2 new starts.
Well, I'll probably finish some things before May.
I'm not there. And especially because some of these aren't being started in May, even though they were supposed to be started in May. Well, we'll have to see where we're at in May. What I finished, what I want to start, what's in the Stitch from Stash budget.
Mm-hmm. So, my Stitch from Stash budget is being saved. Mm-hmm. I need a certain amount to get a chatelaine kit. So come December, I'm hoping I'll be able to purchase that chatelaine kit from my Stitch from Stash.
I might be able to get my Gecko Rouge kit. That's all I got.
That's all I have too, as if that wasn't enough.
Yeah, I think this might be our longest video on record.
Pretty much.
But we have
a lot of ideas.
We do have a lot of ideas. Another year goal is a video a month. I know we say that all the time, but it's written on a calendar.
Yeah, we made dates.
We made dates. They're on the calendar. I'm going to add them to the Google alerts between me and her. It's happening.
Yeah, we made a calendar.
So
there are dates.
We pretty much, and we are going to do a set and stitch monthly.
Yes.
So there are 2 days.
So San Antonio area people.
Yes. If you want to join, the Facebook group is San Antonio Area Stitchers. That's where we set up our set and stitch at Stitches from the Heart. Mm-hmm. We're going to do one a month. and 1 video a month. So it's on the calendar, 2 days for sure. And that's all.
That's it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Thanks.